Welcome back to the Lenders Gone Wild podcast. I'm your host, Matt Meyer. I'm joined today with my good friend and real estate agent, Adam Lindsay. Adam.
Hello, whichever camera it is.
Thanks for being on the show, brother.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's glad to be here.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
So, really, Lenders Gone Wild, for those of you who don't know, our whole goal here is to just really tell stories, get to know, individual stories like Adam's going to share with us today, but then also what are the wild things that you see in the real estate and mortgage space that unless you've done this job for a minute, you might not always believe like are real life stories.
Absolutely.
So I'm sure you've got a few of those. I know you to be a good storyteller. So looking forward to just spending some time here with you and getting to know you and just sharing some of those tales of the industry with people. So
awesome.
I guess start with just give me a little background on your journey into real estate. I know you do a whole lot of different things and have, kind of a fun journey to this place. So why don't you just kind of give us how we got to real estate?
How do we get to real estate?
How do we get to real estate?
I grew up obsessed with real estate.
Okay.
I would ride my bike to open houses and pretend that my parents were buying a house.
How young are we talking?
Oh, elementary.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, young.
Let's go.
Young. I just wanted to see inside the houses. I was obsessed with it.
Got it.
And then I have all sisters, so I didn't grow up with sports. I grew up with HGTV.
Lovely.
Yeah, so there was a lot of renovation shows, and so I got really interested in that world. And so I started out doing landscaping.
Okay.
And it was right during the crash, like 08-ish.
Sure. Yep.
And so I would go to real estate offices and drop off my landscaping business cards and say, like, I'll come. Properties were sitting. All of the yards were just trashed with all the foreclosures and people weren't taken care of. So I made the deal. I'll come up and I'll fix it up before your listing, and then you don't have to pay me until you close.
Yeah. And you're like, I'll actually turn your pool blue.
Actually turn it right.
I won't just Photoshop your appraisal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it started out just kind of cleaning up yards, and then it moved into a bit of landscape design.
Okay.
I met a couple of investors that way. They hired me to do the landscape design for them on the outside. Mm-hmm. And then through that, started kind of giving my opinion on interiors over the years of kind of doing it. And that sparked my interest for doing remodels.
Okay.
And so I decided I wanted to live in that space more. And I did a house, like the interior design and the landscape design on it, and they sold it in a day. And they gave all of the credit for the immediate sale to their realtor.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, she's the best. She sold our house immediately. And I'm like, no.
That's my design.
That's my work. And then I asked, like, what do they make? I had no concept of it. So they told me, like, oh, we pay her 3%. And I did the math. And I'm like, man, she's making 5 times what I made.
Right.
For making it beautiful just to throw it on MLS. I could throw it on MLS. So that led me to, I need to get my license.
Got it.
And be doing this, doing the design.
You sound like our friends at NAR.
Friend is a loose term.
So you're like, wait, this is what you do, and you can make this, and I already know this space like in a more like passionate and niche way.
Yes.
So let's leverage that. And okay.
So that sparked the idea, but I was nervous. Like, can I do it?
Sure.
So I stayed out of it. I knew I wanted to get into that space, so I took a job with an architectural blacksmith company.
Ooh.
Yeah, because I wanted to learn construction so I could do the remodel end of it. So I took a job in construction, building front doors and staircases and drive gates and just really fancy metalwork for luxury properties to learn that space. But there's no money in that.
It's all overhead, right? It's all material costs?
Yeah, I mean, it's really expensive, and it's a skilled labor. There's not a lot of people who know how to put a piece of metal in a forge and beat it on an anvil and turn it into a gate. So it's the cost of the employment is expensive and the material is expensive. So there's not a lot of money that comes to the employee. So my wife, then my girlfriend was like, you're constantly looking at houses on real estate. You're obsessed with real estate. You want to make money. Just go do it.
Yeah.
So I was broke, and
She said, I'll be your sugar mama.
I wish. I wish. No, I was broke, so I went to my mom, and I'm like, I'm really passionate about this, and I don't have the money for school, but if you'll fund it to me when I sell a house one day, I'll pay you back. So my mom fronted it, and I went to school and got my license.
What year was that?
That would have been in 2012.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's the right math.
Awesome.
2012. So then I got into the game.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then in that game, right, selling regular residential real estate, but also still doing some of the flips and investing in design remodels. And
I got into the space intending to only do flips and to work with investors, buy and holds or flips. That was the plan. But I also needed to eat. So people would come and be like, yeah, I'll help you buy a house. I'll help you sell a house. And it was a good mixture in the early years of doing both of them, but with the intention of predominantly doing flips and making enough money helping other people do it to be able to start doing it myself.
Got it.
So I did that for a while, and then I made friends with some investors. I got the money together to get my first flip about 2 years into doing real estate.
Okay.
And then I did a series of them for many years, and it was really good, and it was nice. I got paid to purchase it. I got paid for the remodel work, and then I got paid when I sold it.
Yeah. It's a great model.
It was great.
Yeah.
Until everything got too expensive. Yeah, until it got too expensive to buy property, and then the 19, 20, 21 phase where.
Well, and then in that season, right, like the buyers and sellers are falling out of the sky.
Oh yeah.
Right, for those 2.5 years.
Yes.
Right, like so the time to go into these other projects probably not as.
No, yeah, it didn't make any sense to be flipping because I wasn't going to be one of 30 offers. There was no margin in that. But there were plenty of opportunities to make money helping people buy and sell. So I transitioned the model out into being more traditional real estate.
Got it.
And I've kind of stayed in that space until recently where Sin and I are gearing up to get back in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing your experience on the remodel and flipping side of the business has paid dividends for your clients on the traditional buying side of things, right? As you negotiate and help them navigate things like that, that skill's kind of translated well.
Yeah, it's helpful because I can. Well, a lot of times when the client everyone starts out with a dream,
right?
And then you get your pre-qualification,
and
usually that dream.
You call Matt, and I squash the dream.
Yeah. You can't afford the house you want is $2 million, but your budget's $450.
Yeah.
So being able to kind of help people walk into spaces that aren't their dream, but show them how it could become that,
right? And
roughly what it would cost in a timeline. And so I've helped a lot of people get into basic starter homes that in time they were able to turn into a dream home.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
that's great. What is kind of like your favorite thing? Like if you were to kind of go like, this is the thing that I really just to this day love the most about being in real estate.
Money.
Okay. It's fair. It's fair.
You know?
Well, and there's a lot of ways to make it, right?
Sure.
And there's right, and if you add value and you can take what is and turn it into what they want, right?
Sure.
There's a huge amount of value in that, right? I mean, I think I kind of made a joke about NAR earlier, but that's what we've seen change in our industry over the last couple of years is a lot of weeding out on both the mortgage and the real estate side.
Absolutely.
And the people that understand and bring value, right? Your girl from that design story you told that just put on MLS and sold the house in a day.
Yeah.
Like I think a lot of those agents are gone.
Yeah.
Or
leaving.
Are fizzling out now.
Yeah. I know a lot. I mean, I have a lot of friends in the real estate space who in the last year have started really having that conversation of, do I need a regular job? Because the market is different.
Well, and that's the thing is the ones who treat it like a regular job are doing okay.
Yeah. And I think the ones that got in, I think if you joined in 2020, 21, sometime in the last 4 years, respectfully, you didn't have to work that hard at getting business because there were so many people out there buying and so many people selling to move up. And so I think when I started, the market was really slow. And so it was a hustle.
It was.
And average day on market was months long.
Right.
And
which we're getting back to.
Buying power was small. And so I came into it when things were hard. And it just crawling out of the crash.
And houses were 200. Like I bought my first house when you were my age. I didn't know you back then, but 2012, I bought my first house for like 120 grand.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I almost can't buy a car for that anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
Not your car.
Yes, my car. Thank you. But at any rate, right? So we've seen, right, that same house is 4 times that now,
Sure.
right? So guess what happens to the same agent making 3%,
Yeah.
right? So now to make the same money, I can sell 1 house instead of 4 houses.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think that's where we've seen the thing has been propped up and agents have been able to survive and sustain, because I happen to have one client fall into my lap. I can make a quick 3% on $500,000.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can survive a little while on
Right.
that.
Whereas 3% on 150,000 doesn't go quite as far.
No. I was hustling in the early days. I mean, I had a much cheaper cost of living back then too, right?
Yeah,
so like relatively,
but at the same time, right? Like it is.
Yeah, it's just different.
There's
and
some of that
I think
cost that's
the
fixed.
people who are going to continue in the industry are the people who have the mindset that it's a business.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's really what, I've mentored newer agents over the last few years, and that's the main thing I try to instill in them is if you just look at this like I'm going to show up and do my bare minimum and get my paycheck, you'll make money. But if you really look at it like you are stewarding somebody from their dream into a reality and you treat it that way, then you build a relationship with that person where they really trust you. They're going to call you when they're ready to sell it. They're going to tell their friends and family about you.
Right.
And people are not stupid. They can tell very quickly through that process, is this person really showing up for me, or are they just doing what they need to do to get paid?
Well, and I just had this conversation this morning with my mortgage team of, as technology goes, right, we're seeing more and more mergers of real estate data and property websites with lending institutions. And as AI develops and as, right, like the Zillows of the world gain more and more momentum, we become less and less necessary unless we have an actual human value proposition.
Correct.
Right? So unless it's a service, it's an experience, right? We create something that the internet can't do for us.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that's where understanding that and being able to separate it and build your business around it matters. And it's a business.
It is a business.
It's a business. And right. So just like a business, you can't spend more than you have, and you can't spend it too much sooner than when you're going to receive it.
Yeah.
Right. Like, it's just how it goes. Right. I mean, I remember, gosh, probably 2018, 2019, I had an agent call me one time, and he's like, "Hey, how's so-and-so doing? Are we ready to close?" I was like, "Yeah, I mean, right, we're waiting on the last sign off on the last condition for CTC and close of escrows in like 12 days. He's like, "Okay, hey, can we move that up?" Like, I mean, sure. Did you call the listing agent yet? Seller cool with that? Is your buyer cool with that? He's like, "Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I can get everybody to be fine with that, but like, can we move it up?" And I was like,
Why?
Right. Why? Respectfully, I'll go push the gas, but why? He's at Disneyland. He's already spent the commission check, and he's literally out of money and needs me to fund so he can get another deposit into his bank account before the mortgage is due.
No. I believe that. I've heard 1,000 of those stories.
I'm like, okay. Yeah, let's go close early, bro.
Yeah, sure. So you can get home. You know, it might be the most magical place on earth, but it's also one of the most expensive places on earth.
Right.
So you do need to get out of there.
Yeah. You need to maybe plan that differently next time. Let's close the house first and then take the fam on vacation.
You know, and save a little bit of that money for taxes. That's where most agents get in trouble.
I mean, hey.
That first year.
There was a number of years. Like, I think there was probably a season between like 2017 and 2021 where if you were an LO and you just built your business around doing cash out refis for agents and tax season, you could probably have like kept your business going.
Oh, yeah.
It was incredible.
Absolutely.
It was wild.
Yeah.
How little that piece of the business is taught.
Yeah.
Right? Which is why being around teams, I know you've been on a team and being like around people that have business minds, not just sales minds, but business minds.
Yeah, they're different people usually.
Totally different people. super important to the success of in any business, but especially in this one where the money can come and go in wild swings.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And it's really easy to just believe like the next big check's coming.
Sure. We're all hopeful for it.
We're all hopeful.
Yeah.
Right. But that's why I think we have a lot less licenses than we did 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's dropped significantly.
Yeah.
Which I think is for the better.
It is.
I mean, not just selfishly because it's less competition. I've never really concerned myself with the competition because my entire business is sphere of influence.
Right.
So, fine. There can be 40, 50,000 of us that really won't affect me.
Yeah.
But there's too many. There's too many. And there's too many that don't know what they're doing. And they're in charge of, for many people, the biggest purchase they'll ever make in their entire life, the biggest financial decision they'll ever make in their entire life. And there's a lot of scary stuff that can happen along the way through the process. And if you have an unprepared agent, it puts you in a bad place.
Well, you mentioned mentorship, right? And
Yeah.
so that's why I think it's important to be around people that are investing in you, people that are willing to make that time investment in you as a newer agent to be able to gain expertise and to be able to understand. Right? We just walked past one in the hallway, right? She's pretty new. She's in there with the coach, like getting insight.
Yeah.
Making sure that client's best interest and care is at a service level that her experience doesn't maybe match yet.
Yeah.
But you're surrounded with people that allow you to learn on the job.
Yeah. I have a great story about that.
Tell me.
If we have a second.
Oh, we always have a second. We're here to tell stories.
My broker posted something in our, in my brokerage's Facebook page about a new agent that called on, and when she requires new agents to go through a mentorship program.
Yeah.
So you partner up your first 3 deals. There's a commission split, but the agent who's doing the mentoring is on every email, every text message, and really holds your hand and teaches you the process. And so he was pushing back, like, why would I need that? And she's like, well, because straight out of school, you don't actually know how to do the job.
Yeah.
I can tell you about meets and bounds and how much a rod is in acreage, but you don't even know how to write a purchase contract fresh out of school. So she's like, this is why it's necessary. It's a protection for us, and it's also a protection for you. And he's like, well, but anything I need to learn about it, I can just look up on ChatGPT. So she didn't hire him.
I'm so interested to see how his business goes.
I think it'll be interesting. But I also think that's part of the mindset of this younger, not to like age myself, but of the younger generation of agents coming in with access to AI and just tools on the internet in general that weren't around 12 years ago when I started.
But isn't it interesting to think, like, just like follow the logic with me for a second. The young person that you're talking about, their response to mentorship is the internet can teach me.
Correct. Yeah. Through Google, all things are possible.
This is the same internet that's trying to replace you.
Fair.
So if your teacher is the thing that's coming for your job, tell me about the longevity of your business, young man.
That's fair. I didn't think about that point. But you're right.
Right?
It's
like
worrisome.
if the only thing I can learn from is able to do my job for me.
Yeah.
What? Why would it not replace me someday?
Maybe
he'll outrun it.
It's coming. I mean, I don't know that it'll ever get replaced. I think that plenty of tech have come into the real estate space, been successful for a period, and then right. And I think you can't replace that human experience. You can't replace that connection and the security and safety that people feel from working with someone who knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I just don't think you can ever.
But that's the part I don't think ChatGPT can teach him.
No.
Right?
Definitely not.
That's the part where, like, I deal with LOs all the time that are younger in their career, and it's like the strategy of how do you phrase something or approach something or have the human emotional IQ to be able to know what to push and be able to discern and read body language and connect. All of that is like I can help you learn that. I don't know that
ChatGPT.
the AI is there yet.
Yeah.
as empathetic as it is, I don't know that it's there yet. Well, we'll see. Right?
We'll find out.
Arnold's coming back someday. He told us he'll be back. So we'll see.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen very soon.
So, what's one of the, as you look back at, your career now, right? 13 years in the business. What is one of the highlights or one of those kind of like pinnacle moments that you can point to as like something that like you're either really proud of or you just really felt like a high in your business?
I think flipping my first house is probably still to this day, even though it was a decade ago, probably a career high for me.
Yeah.
Because it was a culmination of like a childhood dream of something I had watched and aspired for and dreamed of. And then I finally got the opportunity, which was hard because I borrowed all of the money. I found someone to finance it.
Yeah.
And I had no experience functionally. I'd been a realtor for a couple of years. I had never renovated a house. I had done some design options for other people, but never an entire project to manage. So I went into it with a lot of imposter syndrome and a lot of fear, like I'm going to bankrupt this person and everything will be my fault. But it didn't. It went really well. I mean, and I spent every waking moment in that house obsessing over it so that it wouldn't go sideways. But when it completed and it sold and someone came and really appreciated it, and that was a moment I'll just remember forever.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, these little milestones, right? That like they will be part of your story.
Yeah, it was good, and it emboldened me to continue to do it.
Yeah, it gives you the confidence to do the next thing that feels scary or uncertain. As well, right?
Absolutely.
So it's an important piece of the journey. What's some of the hardest? Tell me like the most difficult things that you feel like you've kind of had to endure in navigating the world of residential real estate.
That's tricky. Like I've gone through seasons of real estate where the market is really bad and really difficult. We survived the 2021, 22 market, which in its own way was a different kind of terrible.
Yeah.
It was lovely. There was lots of business, but navigating it and being one of 30 offers on every house, or flip side of that coin, having to review 30 offers and make a decision was really difficult. But I think largely my most difficult situations have just been when I have a different personality than the client that I'm representing. And it starts out good and professional, and then it starts to turn. And then you have that kind of moment of, I have to be professional. I have to do my job. That's what I'm hired to do, contractually obligated to. But also I don't like this person anymore.
You're allowed to fire clients on your side?
You know what? That's really tricky. Kind of.
Yeah.
But also not. So they sign agency with the brokerage, not with me as the independent agent. So if I decide I don't want to work with them anymore, my broker can place them with another agent within the brokerage, and it still satisfies the contract.
Got it.
But yes, I have one time stepped away from a client and just been like, I don't want the money. I don't want you to do anything to do with you. I'm out.
Yeah.
And it was a big check.
Yeah.
But I think in life in general, there's no situation where I'm going to deal with somebody I really don't like for some money. I'll figure out a way to make money.
Sure. Yeah, I think that's valid. There's probably a lot of people out there starving for a paycheck that don't understand that yet.
Sure.
But
yeah. Oh, I dealt with lots of nasty people in my early career because I was like, but I have to.
Right. I remember for a number of years when I was working and coming up and partnered with Ben, like there were a number of people like I would take all the most difficult, right? Like we'd meet him and be like, I don't know, this guy, right? Yeah. He's one of those, right? The guy who like literally tells my client that my rate should be worse.
Oh.
He's like, yeah, your rate should be lower. I'm like,
okay.
Whose team are you on? right? Like,
sure.
We're not out of the market here. We're like, he's like helping them shop me.
Yeah.
Like, awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah. And then he turns out, I was like, hey, you got any referrals for me?
You're like, no, but I have some advice.
Yeah. But at any rate, right? So like there's all kinds in this industry.
Yeah.
Right? Clients, agents. I mean, you got title and warranty and inspectors. And I mean, you've got all sorts of people that you're going to bump into just going through the mechanics of the job.
Sure.
It's important to be able to recognize, like, I think it's what it is more you recognize your value, right? And you mature into that understanding more than it is that they don't have value. You're like, no, this just isn't the right fit for me.
Right.
It's not you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is.
To a degree.
Where's the camera? It is you. It's not me. But
it's true. I mean, and God bless them, right? And there's an agent out there, and there's a lender out there that they will be perfect with.
There is someone who needs that paycheck more than me, and they can have you.
Yeah.
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 That's where it is.
Fair enough.
But the majority of the time, it's wonderful. Like because I work with people that I know.
One time in 13 years is
it's not bad.
Yeah, bad.
Yeah. I mean, dozens of times I thought about it, but only one time. One time I pulled the trigger.
Fair enough.
And
fair enough. That's good. What does like the end game of success in this business look like? Like, what is the pinnacle of what you're chasing or hoping to achieve in real estate?
Sure, that's a good question. I've never really thought about it. I'm just in it. I'm just in it. I guess. I mean, I've really hit most of the milestones in terms of metrics of building what I want and hitting sales numbers that I aspire someday to hit, and I've gotten to. So I guess in many ways I've achieved it. At this point, it's more about just the growth of it and seeing new ways to expand and to develop. That's one of the really nice things about real estate. There's so many avenues of it. You can't really get bored if you're willing to step outside of your comfort zone.
Sure.
I started out only doing buying agent. I was scared to sell houses. Right. So you have way less control over that. So moved into that space and then got into the investor space, which is a whole different world.
Yep.
And learning wholesaling and flipping and margins and how to do the math for that stuff. It was very cool. I'm interested in commercial.
Ooh.
I haven't dipped my toe into it. It would be tricky to do. It's a whole different world.
It's a totally different world.
But I've never done it, and I
could. Good.
Sure. Yeah, and huge checks. You just have to wait 6 months, a year, 2 years to get them.
Right.
But then the payout is good.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting, different world. Something I don't know anything about. So I'm interested in someday moving into that space.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a big question, right? But the idea is that it can navigate and ebb and flow and evolve. Right?
Yeah.
There's enough paths, channels, opportunities inside the industry that, I would say, like, in the last 10 years, like, what I hope to do in the mortgage side of the business is very different than it was 2 years ago, 5 years ago.
Sure.
Right. Certainly 10 years ago. So I think it's good. Just to be like, I don't know, but it's going to evolve. And, I think also this is a job that I don't feel like has like a forced expiration.
No.
Right. Like you can
you can do it late into life.
You can do it and you can do it at varying levels.
Sure.
Right. Like the way you run the business and the way that you attack growth, right, can change.
Yeah.
Right. Like you can technically like just turn it off for a few months if you want to, and
sure, just coast,
sit on a beach.
Yeah. I mean, I would never do that.
No, but
I
you could.
You could. I could.
The fact
do it.
that you could is the key, right? Like you are completely in control of the 0 to 60.
Sure.
It's up to you.
Yeah. There's a lot of it's very self-led.
Yeah.
So you can hustle and grind and do it, or you can take it easy.
Yeah.
Which I think a lot of agents do to their detriment.
Yeah.
I think sometimes the check hits, and then they coast.
The exhale's a little too deep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good way to phrase it.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, I'm good. I'm like, well, yeah, but you got to keep that momentum going because that conversation you have today, they may not be a buyer for a year or 2 years. You have to do that follow-up because you have to feed that pipeline. And if you just kind of rest on, I've had a successful couple of months, You zoom out 6 months. Now I have no leads. I have nothing. What happened? Well, you stopped hustling.
Now I need Matt to close early.
And now I need Matt to close early so I can get home from Disneyland. Those churros are like $60 a piece.
Correct. California gas prices got them, you know?
Oh, my gosh.
So, no, that's awesome, man. What are, I'm going to transition to tell some stories.
Okay.
So, what are some of your kind of, you know, wild, like, here we are over a cocktail with, you know, 1,000 people watching. Oh. Right? Like, what are some of the wild stories that you've encountered that are, like, maybe a little bit on the unbelievable side? But.
On the unbelievable side. Well, I mean, I've run in several times to people squatting in listings.
Oh, tell me about that.
The first time was a flip, so it was vacant. It was very clearly vacant. And I'd come in and stuff would be kind of moved around, but I had tradesmen in there, so I'm like, well, maybe one of them moved it or whatever.
Yeah.
But then after a few days of unusualness, a bed appeared in one of the bedrooms, like just a mattress on the floor and a blanket and a pillow, and I'm like, well, that's not one of the tradesmen.
Hopefully.
So I tossed it. It was in Tempe, so they had alleyways there. And so I just kind of tossed it into the alleyway, and I changed all the locks on the doors. And then somebody broke in a window, and this mattress reappeared the next day.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, what a dedicated person.
Correct.
They were like, I'm not moving on. This is now mine.
Yeah.
And so they stayed, and that was crazy.
Did you hire them?
You know, I should have. I should have
Some
hired them.
hustle right
like,
there.
can you be security? You're
Listen,
clearly here.
Like, you are determined.
Yeah.
I can work with that.
It was good. And then just a couple years ago, I had a listing in like a 55 and up community.
Yeah.
And she had already moved on to her home in another state. And so I was checking on it like once a week. I'd go by. It was pretty far away from where I live. But I would check on it just to make sure it was okay. And totally fine. I get a call from a showing agent, and she's like, hey, your homeowner's home, and the place is a mess. And I'm like, no, my homeowner's not home. She lives in Iowa. She's like, no, somebody's in the house. And I'm like, you need to get out of the house, and you need to call the police because it should be vacant. She's like, no, there's stuff everywhere. A couch. So I was like, I'm on my way. Call the police. So I get there. Somehow I beat the police there. I don't know. It was like a 30-minute drive. I thought they'd beat me.
You're in Mesa?
It was in North Mesa, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
What are you going to do?
I mean, it probably there's probably something of more urgent nature
Sure.
occurring somewhere close by.
So the person had heard them entering and ran into the bathroom and had turned the shower on for whatever reason. So that's what alerted the showing agent that somebody was in the house. And then they snuck out the bathroom window and left. But they had broken in through the attic access in the carport.
What?
And gone through the crawl space and then came down at the other attic access in the primary bedroom. And they left, the fridge was full of food. They had moved furniture in. There was a bunch of drugs and a switchblade knife in this little backpack. And like they had just made a home of the space.
Wow.
In a matter of days.
Wow.
I know. But
okay.
Everybody was
so
okay.
So aside from calling the police, like how do these things kind of play out? Like, have you ever had to confront any of these individuals, these squatters?
I've never run into a squatter.
Never actually met them in person?
I've never met them in person, which is maybe for the best. But
also would be awesome if it happened.
Well, yeah, maybe.
My money's on you.
My money's on me too. Which is why it's best it not happen.
Yeah.
It not happen that way.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, lots of crazy stuff. I mean, lots of weird. I mean, in terms of flipping, lots of crazy stories of stuff I've found in people's homes or I flipped one house that they had wallpapered the entire home, including the ceilings, and like in the 90s, a lot of the sliding glass closet doors.
Oh yeah.
Wallpapered. Wallpapered the glass, wallpapered
Like
inside the
mirrored-
closet.
the
mirrored
mirrored
part.
sliders? Oh my gosh.
Wallpapered. All the ceilings in the house were clouds and like a sky scene. Every wall, every inch of this house wallpapered, and they smoked inside. So it had all like yellowed. The smell was terrible. I got a quote to remove the wallpaper, which was not in budget. So I had to do it myself, which I had never done, and took me weeks.
Hanging wallpaper sucks. Removing it's got to be way worse.
Terrible, especially when it's really old, and then it's I don't know. I think the smoking somehow set it.
Yeah, right. Like an extra amount of
an extra layer to get through.
Yeah,
brutal.
Crazy.
Yeah,
crazy. What about buyers? Any fun buyer stories?
Oh gosh,
that you can tell without it being obvious.
Yeah, I was gonna say depending on who's watching this. Have I had crazy buyers?
Yeah,
sure.
Some wild stories, just wild, like,
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely had buyers who the struggle was helping them understand the reality of what they can afford versus what they want.
Yeah.
And that search goes on for a really long time, and then you expand your search radius a little bit. I had one buyer, I showed well over 100 homes from Queen Creek to Cave Creek.
Oh my gosh.
They didn't know where they wanted. They just knew what they wanted. They didn't care where it was.
Okay.
So, and I was newer when this happened. So in today's world, I'd be like, we need to narrow down a space. I'm not driving Queen Creek to Cave Creek.
Right.
And I showed them one out in Peoria and out in Gold Canyon. And I mean, the whole map.
Yeah.
That's wild. And I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
And also, what you wanted just didn't exist. And so they thought if they would go further out, they could get more, and they could. But realistically, they had like $500 to spend, and they wanted acreage, at least 5 bedrooms, newer construction, single story only, must have pool. And the list was just impossible for the budget.
Yeah. So how do you handle those people? Is it like you put in the college try and then you move on? Kind of thing? No,
I think nobody wants to be told that their dream is not a reality, right?
Sure.
You can't start the conversation that way. It's a great way to get fired, which I'm not interested in being.
Right.
So
we like being employed.
I think that I try to just really lead with data. I've learned over the years you really have to pull emotion out of this and help guide your client into pulling emotion out of it.
Which is tricky.
It's very tricky.
Yeah.
I mean, trickier with some than others, right? But
some impossible.
Well, there's that one guy. But I think really just trying to start out understanding what they want and then just provide them with the data. Here's everything that fits your parameters. It brought up 0 homes.
Yeah.
I've expanded the parameters. I've taken some of the wants. I've left all your must-haves, but some of the wants have gone away. 0 homes available.
Yeah.
And so when I start pairing it back, and then here's a new list where I took everything you wanted away. This is just stuff in your budget. This is the reality of what it is. Yeah. And so comb through that, and then tell me if any of them work for you. And then because I come from a space of doing remodeling and design,
I was just going to go there. Yeah.
Then I can help kind of guide, like, hey, this place is actually under budget, and you have enough cash that this kitchen you loved in this home you can't afford. You can have that kitchen. Yeah. It'll take us, X many weeks or months to achieve that. It's going to cost you roughly this, but I think you can afford to do it. And but it is you can't change location.
Yeah.
So that really for me is, where do you want to be? Because I can take any house and make it your dream house, but I can't move it to the. I can't make it near Santan Mall, or I can't make it near Kierland, or you have to figure out that space where you need to be, what's right for your family. The other stuff we can change.
Sure.
You can get there.
Yeah.
And that's usually a smarter way to play it.
And then people start to figure it out. Right?
I think so.
I have one right now that house is listed for over $4 million. And his client's trying to buy his next house. His house isn't moving. Can't buy the next one without selling this one.
Sure.
And it's like, we're on this, it's like this emotional waiting game, right? It's like, it's like they designed the house, they built the house, they raised their kids in the house. It's too much house now. We need to go down.
Sure.
Right? But it's like telling him he's, the agent's like, I can't tell him he's $1 million off price.
I mean, you can.
But if you want to get fired, right? But it's like, but eventually, right? Like the data, the response of the market, the motivation of the next right property, right? But not this one, because you have to lose this one first in order to have the proper motivation to move the number here,
right?
Or to sign up for the buy before you sell with the fees and all the other things that, right, you feel gouged by. But it's the cost of what do you want.
Yeah.
Right. But the emotional, the timeline we're all on is their emotional detachment timeline. Right.
Yeah.
That's what we're dealing with. And some ways we can help accelerate that. In some ways, right, like you have to help counsel and nurture and support their own process.
Yeah.
Right. And just be patient.
That emotional attachment is the hardest part of dealing with sellers.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I built this, or I designed this, or like the features are really important to them, are not important to the general public.
Really important to them 25 years ago.
Correct.
Right?
And they don't carry the value, which I think is a struggle I run into so often with clients who are like, yeah, but I did a $10,000 remodel. I'm like, yeah, 15 years ago.
Right.
And now it's dated.
It's $100,000 backyard.
That's just a loss.
Well, that doesn't mean you get to raise the price $100,000.
Correct.
It means you just spent a lot of money on a pool.
Yeah.
It's not worth $100,000.
People aren't going to pay you for it.
You don't get dollar for dollar out of those jobs.
No, you don't get dollar out of dollar for most of it.
Almost, yeah.
Yeah. You can for a few things.
Yeah.
But it's not solar. And
sure not. I was going to make a joke about solar.
It's not. And it's not your pool.
Dude. Solar and pool, like those are the things that people like.
I know. People are like, it's got solar. I'm like, it's got a solar lease.
And even if it's owned, it's still not the same amount of value that you think it's worth.
No. And people are not that interested in it.
You did the solar for the tax credits.
Right.
Not for the resale value. So just
enjoy your
tell
tax
the IRS
credit.
Thank you and sell your house.
Yeah. Let's just move on.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. All right, cool. Any other like fun, I almost got killed or jumped or right?
I have almost been both of those things, but not because of real estate.
So maybe we should just tell those.
Yeah, just different jobs.
It's a different podcast.
It's a different podcast. Yeah, absolutely. It's largely been very, very safe for me.
Good.
I know lots of people who've had scary situations. Real estate can be scary, right? You're meeting random strangers. You're opening homes. You're walking into spaces with them. It's dangerous.
Well, and the same personality that you're trying to advertise and promote selling a home.
Yeah.
Right, is the same advertisement and personality play that brings people to the home that you maybe don't want there.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's a really tricky place, right? So knowing how to protect yourself is important, which I know you can handle yourself, so that's good.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about you.
No, I'm not really a target, so it's been okay.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah. That's good. It's good. Well, awesome, man. I appreciate you being on. Thank you so much for just telling us a little bit about your story.
Absolutely. Cheers.
It's a pleasure to work with you and to serve clients together. And just thanks for your time here today.
It's been a good run.
It's been a great run.
Keep it going.
Yeah, absolutely. We got a lot of fun stories ahead, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Thanks.